inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, 'cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey ladies, guess what? Whew, you guys, this is one of the most exciting times of my life. Part of being a successful entrepreneur is being able to reinvent yourself. You do the same thing over and over again to some degree, but how you present it, that's what may change. Now, when I first did the Business Mastery Summit, first of all, it was called Real Talk for Business Mastery the first time that I did it, and it had the same format, looking at everything that people were dealing with in their personal, spiritual, and professional lives when it came to building their business. And when it came back around to do it again, you want to know one of the scariest things that I thought was, will I be able to reduplicate what I created? I believe that that's one of the biggest fears that we as entrepreneurs face. When we get out there and we create something and it is spot on, it's like, oh man, can I do that again? Can I follow that one up? It's like an artist coming out with their first album and getting a Grammy nomination. It's like, oh my God, if I came out this good, this strong, this hard, when I do the next one, will I be able to do that again? And the answer is absolutely. Because we're always evolving. If you stay in a state of evolution, you will find yourself doing the same thing, but you will be changing, which means that whatever you're producing will be changing as well. And I really just want to speak to you all about having confidence in that. You don't necessarily need to reinvent the wheel. And honestly, what happens with a lot of entrepreneurs is that we have something that works and we abandon it. All because we think we need to come with something fresh and something new, when in all actuality, we just need to come with a fresh spirit with new momentum and new excitement behind it. When you know that you're doing something that works for you, I really want to encourage you to continue to ride that wave of that thing. I can honestly tell you that summits aren't for everybody. And we've had this discussion before on different podcasts. Writing books, that isn't for everybody. Having a podcast, that isn't for everybody. Even though live video is extremely contagious, if you can't show up in your power and your authority and hone that bad boy, as much as I got a bias for it, live video isn't for everybody. But when you find your zone of genius, you need to stick to that. Now, I can honestly tell you that if you want to build your email list rapidly, If you want to have great support and excellent exposure, being involved in collaborative experiences is how you do it. And it's always going to be more beneficial when there is when there's an actual relationship there, when the person is vested in you to some degree and you've had conversations where it isn't just about exposure, but there is respect. And I can honestly tell you that I saw the growth with my list when I did the first summit. I saw the growth with my list when I did the second summit. But because of personal anxieties, I abandoned doing the summit, for those of you guys that have followed me, because I needed to do some internal work. I shouldn't even say I abandoned it. I really just surrendered myself to dealing with what was on my mind, because I felt the desire on multiple occasions to bring the summit back, but I couldn't get myself to do it because the peace just wasn't there. And now that the peace is there, the momentum of this summit has been completely different. The signups were explosive immediately coming out the gate. Summit all access passes were and have been sold since the very first week. That is not what I was used to. The first time it was a little bit more of a hustle. It was more pressure. So what do you think is going to happen when I come back around and I do the summit again in 2020? People are going to be like, look, the summit is here. I already know this woman doesn't play. There will be even more excitement, more momentum, more money made at the beginning, more registrations, more people bringing their friends and their family along and saying, look, I know you're an entrepreneur. You need to be at this event. There will probably be more people trying to become speakers, even though I'm probably going to have some heavy biases and have my go-to people. But nevertheless, it's going to be bigger and better. So your speaking engagement, your workshop, your signature course, your online mastermind group, whatever it is that you're doing, all you need to think about is how do you hone that genius and elevate it to the next level? Get more laser focus so that the event keeps getting better and better. And so everybody doesn't have to have a 2.0 behind it, but basically visualize yourself being a 2.0 or 10x, event. Picture yourself maximizing whatever you're doing and having higher expectation. And then you'll also create new things that you didn't necessarily create before. You will also connect with new people with a new level of energy who are also going to feed you and fuel you. As you continue to go on this journey, ladies, and you begin to collaborate with people and you get out there and you build, you are going to find that you'll have better relationships and you will get fed. Part of how you reinvent yourself is in the relationships. If you've been out there and you've been pushing and you've been hustling, and really the only person that's pushing what you have is you and an occasional friend here or there or family members that you ask for support, this can feel a little difficult. But I can honestly tell you that the vast majority of the speakers that are in my summit, they are already experiencing growth because of the relationships that they have with each other. Not because of the relationship they have with me or because of the summit, but because of the relationships they foster with one another. The individuals who are connected that have been tagging each other, posting on one another's posts, joining each other's groups and being active together. What they're doing is they're showing the other women that are connected to them that this is a boss right here. So when you and I are connected and you've got a Facebook group and I come in there and I say that you're the shiznit, your tribe looks and says, ooh, this powerhouse says that, she's the shiznit. Maybe I should listen to her. When you come into my group or my space and say, yeah, I love working with August because she's the shiznit, then my tribe sees that there's the backing that says that so people should pay attention to me. Honestly, a lot of you, what you need to reinvent basically is your relationships. Reevaluate your circle. Reevaluate the kind of people that you have around you, because they're the ones who are going to push you and expect more from you, that are going to be creative with you. And then you're going to see yourself exploding on a whole new level. I have had speakers make their own templates, do all kinds of creative stuff that even I hadn't done. I'm telling you, it's a very beautiful thing to feel like I am in competition with my speakers. Now, I know some of them are looking like, how is she in all of these different places and keeping up with all of these posts? And, she's keeping up with everybody. And there's 21 of us in total. But nevertheless, I'm still looking at them like, oh, you ain't going to promote my event harder than I promote my own event. And that is a beautiful thing to feel like, you have some speakers that are outdoing you, so that energy is there. And somewhere in the midst of that, your creativity is birthed. What are your relationships like? Honestly, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. You know what? This is one of those podcast episodes where I kind of just got on here and I'm like, I feel really good and I'm so high, but I don't have a topic, but I do still need to say something. And it's so funny. I'm like listening to myself as this podcast episode is evolving into looking at the restructuring of your circle to help you reinvent yourself as an entrepreneur, because when you do, you have proper collaborative relationships to build your business. That's not where this thing started, right? But that's where it ended up going. Yeah. Awesome. So ask yourself, who are you connected to? Who are those individuals that have a high regard for you and high expectations for you? Those are the people that you want to be around. Who in your circle lights you up and you feel like you're in a healthy competition to show the hell up and be the best version of yourself? That's a really good question for you to answer. And if you don't feel like that's what's happening, then I see the post floating around a lot ever since the passing of Nipsey Hussle, which basically I'm paraphrasing. It says if the people around you, don't cause you to feel creative and to do better, you don't have a circle. You have a cage. Reevaluate the people that you're around, and let's see if you need to reinvent yourself as an entrepreneur by reinventing your circle. I love you all. I'm going to get out of here. Until the next time we talk, deuces.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendon'tbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you.